Tesla wait times for their cars continue to blow out in countries all over the world. This is in spite of the fact that they are ramping up vehicle production. Now, what shocks me more than anything else is the fact that it's not only Tesla Model Y, Tesla Model X, and Tesla Model S, which have enormous wait times. It's now also the Tesla Model 3. Here is exactly what's happening in Australia. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Electric Viking. Great to have you here on the channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back to everyone else. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. I really appreciate what you do. If you've got any questions about the channel, you want some advice, some help, assistance, whatever, jump on our Patreon account and hit me up and I'll do my best to assist you. So Tesla Model 3. Well, you'd think that'd be the car that would have the least amount of demand or the least amount of issues in terms of wait times, because production clearly is very big. Tesla, well, they've been selling a sedan, which is the most unpopular vehicle body style in the world right now, or at least the vehicle body style that has declined in popularity the most over the past decade. I legitimately thought it was a bad decision for Tesla to make a sedan as their mass market EV. And I think Elon has even kind of admitted to that himself, in fact. The crazy thing is that wait times here in Australia have blown out to 7 months for the Model 3. Now, Australia is a kind of a good litmus test for what's going on, because basically we are considered not a priority for Tesla, even though they did sell 12,000 EVs here last year, which was meant that Tesla had, I think, 70% of the EV market in Australia. It might have been more than that. It was around that number. Even in spite of that, really, Australia is not really a significant priority. So in other words, we only get cars if Tesla goes, yeah, all right, we'll chuck a few your way. And realistically, we were meant to have the Tesla Model Y this year. It was meant to, in fact, come in January. It hasn't happened. Tesla are not actually giving us any information on this, but it looks as though we won't be getting them for at least 6 months. And I made a new video on what exactly is going on with the Tesla Model Y in China. It's insane. I'll put a link in the description below to that video. You should check that out if you think there's any kind of demand issues in China for Tesla's vehicles. Well, you need to check out that video. Now, what I am truly shocked by is the fact that there's just so much demand for the Tesla Model 3, even after years of it being available, and even in spite of the fact that it's a sedan. And the fact that here in Australia, we don't like sedans. In fact, sedans are extremely unpopular right now. Everyone wants SUVs, or they want pickup trucks. SUVs and pickup trucks are the flavor of the month. Sedans are certainly not. And somehow, even in spite of the fact that now we're getting Hyundai Ioniq 5s, and that's the kind of vehicle body style that Australians want. We're getting the Kia EV6, that's the kind of vehicle body style that Australians want. We're getting new Polestar EV, the new Volvo Recharge. We're getting the BYD Atto 3, and still the wait time for the Model 3 just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It says a lot about Tesla's demand. Car Expert says that buyers wanting to get their hands on any Tesla Model 3 variant now have to wait 7 months while the company catches up on outstanding orders. The latest development builds on the 20-week wait previously reported for Australian orders of the Model 3 sedan, which is built in China for the local market. However, estimated wait times have been removed for the Model S sedan and the Model X SUV, the updated versions of which are now not expected to arrive in Australia until either 2023 or 2024 as Tesla pushes to meet global demand. There's people everywhere, and I mean everywhere, all over articles, all over the forums, all over YouTube saying Tesla doesn't have demand for the Model S and Model X. Seriously, they still believe this information. They still say, oh, look at how many Taycans sold in Europe as evidence that there's not demand for the Model S and Model X in Europe. Well, there is. It's simply the fact that Tesla just can't make enough of them. The Model Y, which is the Model 3 based SUV, was expected to go on sale in Australia actually back in 2021. Evaluation vehicles were shipped to Australia for certification, but sales of that car haven't happened here either. And it's all down to too much demand for the vehicle in other countries where, well, Tesla makes more profit. I mean, they make the vehicles in China. And if they sell them in China at increased prices, which is what they're doing, they're just increasing the prices more and more and more, and they still get more and more demand, and they might as well just keep selling them there where they can make all this profit. Tesla previously appeared to be somewhat immune to the semiconductor crunch hitting car makers, but Car Expert claims it's a catching up now with the electric car manufacturer. Now, I think this is just basically FUD coming from Car Expert, because the website exists solely through legacy auto manufacturers paying them. That's how it works. If Car Expert, which is the second or first biggest automotive website in Australia, gets people to actually click on certain links, they make money. So those links are all provided by Legacy Auto. So if they say negative things about Tesla, which they often do, many of which turn out to be unfounded later on, then it's really in their interest. So that's the way it is really for all of these mainstream media car publications, which is what is even more shocking to the fact that Tesla's continues to get more and more demand. Now, last week's report by CNBC suggested Tesla has removed one of the two electronic control units from the steering racks of Chinese-made Model 3 and Model Y vehicles, says Car Expert, which will prevent more sophisticated autonomous driving technology from being deployed over the air. So as you can see, Car Expert are doing their best here to, put a bit of a downer on the Tesla brand in order to support the people who pay for this, for their jobs to exist. And they said, they go on. Last year, Tesla removed lumbar support from the Model 3 and Model Y vehicles due to the chip shortage. Elon Musk had said during an earnings call in January 2021, his company was having difficulty sourcing chips for this feature. Musk has griped publicly about the chip shortage, calling 2021 a supply chain nightmare. Car Expert does go on to say, though, that other companies have removed features due to chip shortages, including Peugeot dropping side airbags from its Expert van, and BMW Australia removing touchscreen functionality from the 3 Series. Tesla has also delayed the launch of its much anticipated Cybertruck and Roadster models, blaming supply chain issues. So you can see, even though the writer Paul Marrick has owned a Tesla, he does try to put a bit of a negative downer spin on Tesla, the brand, for much of the article, in spite of the fact that really the main news here is that demand for Tesla is through the roof. It's bigger than it's ever been here in Australia right now. What does that mean? That means that what people are saying, the naysayers are saying this, right? They're saying, well, once people own a Tesla, they'll realize that they have all these quality control issues and these panel gaps and they're terrible. You know what? People come up to me, they say, hey, Electric Viking, by the way, if that's you, if you see me in the street, don't just stare, come up and say hi. Because when people stare, it's sort of weird and I don't know why they're staring. But if you see me, I'd love to have a chat with you. So just come up and say g'day and we'll have a chat and talk about your experience, or, just have a chat. But anyway, what I'm getting is people coming up to me and saying, I bought a Tesla and then I bought a second. And my friend bought one and my mum bought one. What happens is their friend drives one and they want one. That is what's happening, which is the exact opposite to the naysayers saying that once people drive one, they'll realize that they're crap and they're not good. The exact opposite's happening. And we can see this from people everywhere. They're buying on referral. That's why Tesla doesn't have to advertise. Referrals do the job for them. Now, Mosevi says that back in October, the wait time for Model 3s was 4 to 6 weeks. He says he placed an order on December the 1st, and then he was quoted 8 to 12 weeks. So you can see in October it was 4 to 6, December it was 6 to 12, now it's 7 months. What's going on? Is it a chip shortage? I don't think so. I really don't. I really think it's just demand. Demand is going up, and it's not just for Tesla vehicles, it's also for other electric cars. But I think it's probably for Tesla more so than others in general. Not always, but in general. Now, here was a question in the comment section from Mr. Wobbly Bottom. He says, does yours have the chip required for full self-driving? And Mosevi says this, which dispels the myth that Car Expert would like you to believe in order to, basically put a negative spin on Tesla. They all have it. There were some that had a redundant chip removed. Autopilot still works though for all of them. If the chip is required when you get full self-driving, it'll be a free upgrade when they put it back in. Obviously, Car Expert declined to mention the fact that it'll be a free upgrade probably in a month or two later. So yeah, it sort of supports my contention that the mainstream media, well, they're not incentivized to say anything positive about Tesla because they don't get paid by them. They get paid by Legacy Auto. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again on the next video.